Carlos Zeta, student boss. We went to college and stuff like that, so I mentioned it. We ain't going in detail. So we started off. We basically was looking at 2015, right? That's when I went and stuff like that. It was just an interesting time. Just the whole thing, the whole time frame, so to speak. And so coming out of 2014, that was a big year. Coming out of 2014 in high school graduation, and then getting arrested, you know, and stuff like that. And it was just like in that year or so, it was just another tremendous amount of like indictments that kind of happened. Not, you know, just like looking around, you know what I'm saying, looking around from, you know, people that you kind of grew up with and, you know, high school friends and stuff like that. It was just like a lot of people was, you know, dealing with being arrested, you know, and stuff like that. So I ended up being arrested in 2014 myself in a separate scenario from anybody else and stuff like that. And that's where I landed in Delaware and stuff like that, right? So the Delaware justice system or criminal justice court system in the Justice Department in Delaware. So I land there. I come out of there, and like I was saying in my other sit down, I was talking about that part and how that looked. Now I get released from bail because we posted bail. It was like April. I think it was April or maybe February, March. The trial was in February with the judge, and then I think we made bail like February, at the end of February or the beginning of March. So right there is when I touched down, like March, something like that. So again, me and, you know, my high school friend, you know what I'm saying, we wasn't together when I was released and whatnot. So at that point, when we post bail, we kind of was still friends. We just wasn't really all the way locked in. So, you know, I just touched down, you know what I'm saying? And I just like jumped right back at it. So I jumped right back at it, you know. The story, it went like, I just basically touched down, contacted my friend, her, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. I won't really say her name, it's not really necessary. Contacted her, and it was just a situation. We had a conversation, and I was just, you know, curious to what kind of all like happened while I was away for those 11 months or so. So, you know, we had that conversation, and I made the decision to, you know, put all the negative to the side and kind of keep moving with her, you know what I'm saying? So that's where me and my friend, we kind of kept the relationship we kind of was having. So again, that was like March. So around like April and May, as everything going back into flow and working and everything like that, you know, I still was in pursuit of education. So that's where I kind of like, you know, spoke on that. I spoke on that, you know what I'm saying, with her. And, you know, we kind of like put our heads together on it, like, all right, we're going to try to do it. So, long story short, the semester was supposed to start in like July. At the end of July, and then everything was supposed to be like all the way situated in like August. So Northampton Community College is in like Lehigh Valley. It's like an hour and a half away from Philadelphia. You know, it was a hell of a commute, whatnot. Mind you, I wasn't yet driving again and stuff like that. But yeah, so when it comes to paying for it and stuff like that, I took a few student loans and stuff like that out and whatnot, and likewise, so did she. But it was just one of those things where the tuition itself, the student loans didn't cover the whole tuition. It didn't cover all the books or nothing like that. But it was like room and board and stuff like that, and the fees that was calculated. So it was still like remainders. You know what I'm saying? So when it came time for like all that to happen, you feel me? I had situated on my end, and then I had situated on her end. And some of it was like out of pocket, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So now we get all that emotion, all the fees, you know what I'm saying? All the fees is paid. And yeah, that's where it went, you know what I'm saying? Like April, like March, April, May, June. We just put it all at the end of July, you know what I'm saying? We put it in motion like that, and all the tuition is paid, you know what I'm saying, with the loans, and then the cash, you know what I'm saying, and then the books and stuff like that. Everything was taken care of and whatnot. So now, about July, August, when we moved in and everything like that, and it was fun. I mean, it was decent. It was different. It was just an adjustment I had to make, you know what I'm saying, as far as, just being, basically coming out of trial and tribulation, you know what I mean? But I think I adjusted well. I adapted quickly and everything like that. And yeah, I was just really pursuing education, you know what I'm saying, part of the whole ordeal. I wasn't really having too much fun, wasn't really too interested in too much fun and whatnot. So I don't know, taking walks, working out, studying, reading, writing, poetry, watching football, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Football started around the fall anyway, stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of what it was. Maybe some baseball was in a mixture. What else? We was playing pool, you know what I'm saying? Nice pool tables and stuff like that, pool hall. And, always just eating, you know what I'm saying? Spend a lot of money on eating, you know what I mean? That was another hole in my pocket, you feel me? Just eating, you feel me? And stuff like that. Yeah, it was decent, you know what I'm saying? It was like right up my alley. It was pretty decent at the beginning. Everything was new. It was all like a new experience at the beginning, you know what I mean? It was just coming from the inner city, coming from a tough past, you know what I'm saying, as far as what I just was going through, and then the relationship that I was trying to mend, it wasn't the best, you know what I'm saying, already. Like when I was like incarcerated, you feel me, like I had kind of like we had stopped talking, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, and however, you know what I'm saying. So I come home and I'm trying to mend it and everything like that, and then we go and make this decision, and I put like hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, you know what I'm saying, and sacrifice that, you know what I'm saying, to kind of like make this decision and make it work. And I think I was just fortunate, you know what I'm saying, to be raised by some great woman, you know what I'm saying, in my family, in my communities, you know what I'm saying, that I was being raised in. So I already know how to treat, you know what I'm saying, a woman. I already know how to treat a lady, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. And you know, that was just my whole perspective, my whole point of view. You know what I'm saying? Can you expect everyone to be what you need them to be when you need them to be it? No, you can't. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like a learning experience for me. But you know, everything just wasn't perfect. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, and you know, being young as well. You know what I'm saying? It was just things to be learned. You know what I'm saying? For me and her and stuff like that. So it was just like a lot of stuff, a lot of learning. You know what I mean? But it was beautiful. It was different. And the other part of it that was kind of interesting was, like I said, you know, I'm in college, and I got like different people, you know what I'm saying, friends or whatever, you know, calling me and stuff like that, and they're like, you know, stuck in their indictments, you know what I'm saying, or they're stuck in their, like, you know, their cases or whatever, and stuff like that. Because like I said, in 2014, it was just a lot going on, you know what I'm saying, not just for me, but just for peers and, you know, in the city in general. So by the time it was 2015, it was like a couple of my friends, they already kind of had got indicted or whatever in their own stuff that they had going on, or got caught in the midst of something that got them caught up. And, you know, in the process of being in college, I had like all that going on with like people, you know what I'm saying, like calling me and stuff like that. And it was just like an interesting situation, because it was like, damn, like one particular day, I remember I had to go get like some shots or something like that for the school. I had to go get like shots from the doctor for school or something like that. But again, that's like always like an hour and a half away, you know what I'm saying, from home. So being on campus, they was telling us that we had to get like certain shots or something like that. So we had went to like a hospital or a doctor in that area vicinity, and it was just funny. Like one day I remember, it was so far away. Like the doctor, you know what I'm saying, the hospital we had to go to, and again, everything's not like, it's not like Philly or Chester, you feel me, where it's like a bus take you 25 minutes down the street, or you can get on the train and go an hour down the street real quick. So as we was trying to get the shots, it was like this one particular day we had to go get the shots and stuff like that by the deadline. And it was like where the hospital was at, or we had to go to the doctor and get the specific shots. We really took the walk. It was like a nice little walk. And yeah, it was like almost like an hour, maybe an hour and a half to get there. But you know, we took the walk together, and that was pretty decent. Like you know, again, the change of scenery, and you know, just the process of installing determination. You know what I'm saying? Like we was really determined. I was determined. You know, but we ended up catching a cab back. You know what I'm saying? We ain't walked there and walked back. We had walked down there, and we ain't expected to be like that far, but we took the chance. It was really that far. It was like really a nice hike, and it was really hot. It might have been. It was kind of hot. It was kind of hot too. So we had like went there, and then we stopped at like a Subway and got some lunch, and then we had hopped in a cab and got back. But the whole thing in transportation, that was another thing too, another hole in the pocket. But yeah, so another thing that was pretty decent, to what I'm discussing, was that particular day while we was on that mission, you know, a couple guys had called me, And it was just like interesting to see like the contrast, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the compare contrast of reality sometimes, you feel me? It was like, damn, you know, God called me and, you know, God's calling and it's like, you have a call from such federal penitentiary or whatever. And it's like, you know, you talking to people that you know, kind of grew up with or, you know, been around for a while. And, you know, they kind of like in that reality, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's all about being careful, all about, you know, understanding the different angles, you know what I'm saying? For the youth, I'm saying, and not just the youth, but yeah, specifically, you know, ZBM is a positive seed playing into the universe for the future generations. So I would always want to speak specifically to the future generations, but everybody can take heed if necessary or if they would like. But for the future generation specifically, you know what I'm saying, I always must say like that part. But yeah, it was just like, you know, being careful, understanding the realities and, you know, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm all the way doing something like this, like going to a doctor's office to get some shots, and it's like an hour of a walk or so. And you know, I'm with my girlfriend, and it's like 90 degrees outside. You know what I'm saying? Like we all the way in the fucking woods or something. So that was kind of like interesting. And then you got you know, people calling your phone from different places, different scenarios and situations that they found themselves in. And, you know, it's just all about the intentions, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, my co-defendant attempted to stab me in the back. It was a stab in the back and stuff like that. So it's just always about the intention, you know what I'm saying? It's very important. So, yeah, that was another interesting part of my experience when I was in college. It was just like, you know, I don't want to just directly say people were trying to pull me in and line me up or set me up or, you know, call me from their scenario and, you know, had me on a wiretap or anything like that. But yeah, it was like all of that was going on and stuff as well. And then, you know, again, you know, you come home and you get around a few of your friends, you know what I'm saying, a couple of your guys, you know what I'm saying, you know, and the conversations is had. And it was just a scenario for me where it was like a couple people, you know what I'm saying, like a couple guys, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, I done ran across, you know, I just out and about, and they like, yeah, no, you feel me, like they done had their way, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, me being like superior to Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Like the mentality of like a real alpha male, you know, when that kind of came across, you know, I didn't take it out on them, you know what I'm saying? Especially since it was like while I was in my position of, you know, fighting my trials or whatever, I wasn't even with nobody, you know what I'm saying? I was like single, so I'm like, I'm not gonna hold it against y'all, you feel me? Because y'all had y'all way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was single anyway. Like, even if I wasn't, and it was my girl or, you know, something like that, I mean, my baby mom or something like that, or anything, it would have been the same. I probably would have felt the same, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. But maybe it might have been different if we was together. If we was together and I get the phone call or I come home and I run across a couple people and they like, oh yeah, and it might have been different. Maybe I would have looked at them sideways like, damn, you knew that was my peoples, you knew that was my girl or something. But I don't know. I probably still wouldn't have felt no different. But I guess if it's somebody that I don't know, if it's somebody I like, then I probably wouldn't have felt no different. But if it was somebody I didn't like, then, I mean, naturally, I don't like you anyway, so I probably would have been like, well, I don't like you anyway. Yeah, I might have felt some type of way, but yeah, I was single anyway, so whether it was somebody I didn't like or did like, it ain't matter. But yeah, I had to, clarify that when I had came home. But then me and her, we had the conversation, and I was just on the tip of like, nah, it's cool, like, it's not nothing to really stress or worry about, and stuff like that. So it was like, both sides of that was the thought process that I was going through. Like, we both made some mistakes, and we both, still learning. And then, some people still hating and everything like that. So moving forward, it was like, I guess around like September, October, and I had got sentenced or whatever to like the parole, you know what I'm saying? But it took months for me to like even meet those people or talk to anybody. But yeah, so now as we just going through the process with that, I'm just thinking, I'm just working, I'm just grinding. I had got a job, I was working at like a McDonald's or something overnight, and it was just like, while I'm working at the McDonald's overnight, you know what I'm saying? Like I had already was like still in motion, still getting some money because I had a job overnight at McDonald's. So that was cool. It was just like one night I was working, somebody pulled up like, yo, and I'm like, what? So I was like, all right. And it was like a weird scenario, but I was like, all right, cool. I was like, damn, I feel like I'm wasting money. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I just wasted a whole lot of money. So that was cool. It was just like the McDonald's, it was like a lot. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot to try to manage with school on overnight. When during the day, you know what I'm saying, I might have had like 3-4 classes. Maybe like 2 to 3 classes like throughout the week. Like every day throughout the week, it might have been like 2-3 classes, but some days I might have had 3-4 classes. So I forget how the classes broke up. Like it was definitely like 2-3 classes on any given day. And then, studying. I had a tutor for Spanish, the tutoring, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. Even like with math, like a couple of my classmates in my math class, we had math studies and stuff like that. So it was like trying to balance all of that with an overnight job and all that. It was just like crazy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I felt like I was really wasting a lot of money too. So I was like, I ended up leaving the job and just trying to focus on the academic part and stuff like that. So yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it. And then, again, I threw some fun in there, you know what I'm saying? I threw some fun in there, but it was really like, a business venture. And, I would go home, you know what I'm saying, like on a weekend or something, or stuff like that, and might indulge in some fun at home, you know what I'm saying, like with people I knew, girls I knew, stuff like that. But yeah, that was, just trying to balance all that and, stuff like that. It just caused a lot of friction. So, when you, again, we go to the intentions, you know what I'm saying? And again, that's something, in the Dean of Alice Lamb, you know what I'm saying? Intentions is always something that we observe, you know what I'm saying? It's one of the first things you observe about yourself and others, you feel me, is intentions, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, it was just like the friction, it was just created. And that's where, me and her, we just kind of like butt heads and all that. Yeah, in the process, you feel me, I met a lot of great friends. Like a lot of great friends, you feel me? A lot of great people. All my professors were great, you know what I'm saying? And everything like that. And I had went for culinary arts, but it was just like, the first semester was just like the academic part of preparing you for it, you know what I'm saying? And then I think it was like the second semester, or it was like the third semester, where it would be like all, no more classwork for real, it would be like all like hands-on in the kitchen. So that first semester, I was just really getting the all the basic credits to move to the next portion of the actual course, the associate's degree. So yeah, and that was the fun part, you know what I'm saying? Just getting able to meet people, knowing people, and stuff like that. I ran into some real good people, so I appreciate that part of it, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I think a lot of the people that I was like meeting and running into, they could sense that, you know, I was dealing with a lot, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So I think they kind of understood that part of it. And that's what made it fun, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it was all just more intriguing. It was just more intriguing, you know what I'm saying? It just made me more intriguing, made them more intriguing and stuff like that. And that's like in one of my songs where I was talking about, I still fell in love with Devin. They never understood. They never understand. I did it from the trenches. They never understood. They never understand. I did it from 27. I took it out the hood and still fell in love with Devin. Yeah, you feel me? In that song, I was like explaining like how that really looked, how it really felt. You know what I'm saying? Where like, you know, we went all up, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And I fell in love with somebody named Devin, you feel me? It was just like, again, I'm intriguing, you know what I'm saying? The people I'm meeting intriguing, but they could obviously sense that, you know, I'm just dealing with something else that was kind of like a distraction, that was kind of like a hindrance, you feel me, to my growth. But at the same time, you know, we take stuff like that like a grain of salt, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just more room for growth. You know what I'm saying? The opportunity was about growing, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was like the best part I learned, you know what I'm saying? Was like I grew a whole lot. I learned myself like to a deeper extent, you feel me? Like a deeper extent, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like layers, you know what I'm saying? Like layers to life itself, but layers to knowing who you are, you feel me? Layers to knowing yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? Going through trials and all that, and then bailing out and all that. Like, I just learned something else about myself, learned something else totally different, you know what I mean? A whole different exposure to my actual self, you know what I'm saying? So to be like in a vulnerable position, you know what I'm saying, with a female, you know what I'm saying, with a woman and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, at a young age like that, you feel me, it was just like a whole different exposure to who you are, you feel me? That's kind of like what I learned from it, you feel me? Because that was like a sensitive, vulnerable situation, you know what I'm saying? And again, it was the best decision, it was the best experience, one of the best experiences that I could have, you know, took on, you feel me? So, yeah, we met Devin, Christina, Angelina, and, you know, and a lot of other people, man, you know what I'm saying? I met a couple good guys too, man. Like I said, a couple of my math study mates, you know, these are good guys, man. I met some good guys, and you know, like I said, my professors, you know, my English teacher, my English professor, she was lit. I liked her. She helped me a lot, and I think that semester with English kind of really gave me like a nice format for my actual writing now. You know what I'm saying? So we had to do a lot of essays around right, and it was just like provoking. It was provoking the growth to my literature experience, to my literature knowledge, to my literature skills. You know what I'm saying? It just provoked a lot for that skill. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely took advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? So what else? What else? The traveling itself was pretty decent. I mean, I think that was pretty decent. Just traveling, you know, somewhere where you're not familiar with anything. You don't even know anything. You feel me? It was like you don't even know anything. You gotta Google everything, and you know you gotta use a cab for everything. You know what I'm saying? This is excuse me. This is before Uber and Lyft. You gotta use a cab for everything, or you gotta get on a Greyhound bus for everything. You take time. You feel me? So it was like that was pretty decent. The travel, expensive, and that's fun. Spending money is always fun. So I think far as that go, I think the traveling was decent. You know, just being on a Greyhound on the rainy days, you know what I'm saying, the cloudy days, or at night, you know what I'm saying, or early morning, you know, that was decent, you know what I'm saying. Spending money was decent, you feel me? Spending the money was decent. It just made you more hungry, you know what I'm saying? It just made me more hungry to, you know, to essentially to complete the plan, you know what I'm saying? The plan was to, you know, get there, get 18 credits, you know what I'm saying, or something like that for the semester, 15 credits or something like that, and, you know, run it up when the semester over, and then, you know, come back, you know what I'm saying, even if we gotta pay out of pocket again. So, you know, the traveling part, spending the money part, that was all fun and dandy, you know what I'm saying, like, and stuff like that. And you know, the school itself, it had like a lot of fairs, like a lot of activities for the students and stuff like that. So I think that was all like pretty decent and whatnot, and everything like that. So, you know, I had like a lot of funny stories. Like my roommate in my dorm, you feel me? He was a white dude, but he was pretty cool. I had a black dude too, because the first guy, he had left. So then I had got like, they had put somebody else in there, or somebody else came in there, or whatever, like in the middle of that semester. So, you know, it was just like, just to get to learn different things, you feel me? I had like an Oriental guy over here and stuff like that. I had some Middle Eastern guys over there. It was like a big different crowd of different people, you know what I'm saying, that you know, that was around, that you can get around in those scenarios. So yeah, a lot of funny differences. That you notice, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And everything. So I guess it was about October, November when I kind of like finally met the guy at the parole office or whatever. And, you know, it was just like an automatic termination, you know what I'm saying, and everything. And, you know, again, that was just the strain, you know what I'm saying, the stress or the strain, you know what I'm saying, an outcome to my scenario with the judicial system. So yeah, it was like an automatic termination. I couldn't be there for that reason. It was just you know, it just didn't fall in the guidelines of you know, being a parolee. That's what they call it. But being someone on parole, it just didn't fall in the guidelines. You know, as far as like they gotta come search your house and, you know, they gotta do all that. They want to search your phone. They want to give you a piss test. You know what I'm saying? They want to pull up today and pull up next week. You know what I'm saying? They want you to come to the office today and tomorrow at a moment's notice, whether you got to work or not. They want to come in your house and search the refrigerator and look underneath your mattresses. And, you know, they want to search through your clothes and, you know what I mean? So it was just like, I never even knew that that's what that consisted of, you know what I mean? So I was surprised myself. And it was just like, when I finally met the parole people or whatever, that's kind of what I learned. And that's what the conversation was. So it was like automatic termination because, you know, none of that stuff was like really possible being in a setting of a school. So, you know, that was like the automatic termination and, you know, forced my withdrawal from the semester. That was all right. I didn't I still didn't go home. I was still, because the parole, it still was like, I don't know, in the midst of the, it was still like a couple more dates. And it was just like a little process, so to speak. It was like a little process before like everything would fully go in motion. But that was the determination that, you know, what was declared. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to make that decision based on the circumstances and stuff like that. So I made the decision. That was it. And yeah, now mind you, I was passing all my classes and everything for the most part. I was really, you know, doing that part, you know what I'm saying, of my investment. So, that was like, I want to say December, like the beginning of December. So, you know, my girlfriend at the time, we was already on the downside, you know what I'm saying, and that wasn't going well, but, you know, we were still keeping it moving through it, like pushing through it and everything like that. And then, yeah, she ended up withdrawing because, you know, I kind of had withdrew. So that was a part of like why she might have withdrew. And then the other part was, you know, I guess she just wasn't focused, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't there. So that was it. So now we both withdraw and everything like that. So before I could even get back home, I started working somewhere like a Macy's factory or something like that overnight. And yeah, that was just like the grind, you feel me? Sat there. I was still like in that vicinity, you know what I'm saying, for like another month or two. Just grinding, you know what I'm saying, for another month or two in that vicinity. And then I came home, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, just put everything else in place, put everything else in motion. And, you know, when I briefly touched on it, that's what I was saying. Like, when I came home, and it was like the beginning of 2016, and I was just like trying to figure out what to do next. But the whole thing is, from February, March of 2015, when, you know, the verdict had came out from the judge trial, me and my counsel, we had immediately we had like 30 days or something like that, like a 30-day deadline to put in the appeal. So we had the grounds, you know what I'm saying, for the appeal. So it wasn't, it took like 2-3 weeks for the appeal to get submitted because everything was already laid out. We had already did the suppression hearing. we already had the first jury trial, which is a mistrial, 8-4, and then the judge trial. So like we had already laid it all out, and it was just way too many errors in the whole scenario. So when we had a 30-day deadline, 30 or 60, it was like 30 or 60 days of a deadline, but it only took like a few weeks. The appeal was submitted, but yeah, that was in like March, April of 2015. So here it is, February of 2016. Towards March, I land home after just grinding, you know what I'm saying, for a couple months. And then by the time I even get home, like a month or two go past, a couple months might have went past, and then the appeal went through and stuff like that. So then that's where I won that. And, you know, I was still at a standstill. That was just like the push that I needed. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was like, superior sedity, self-esteem, you know what I'm saying, determination, and, you know, having belief. Got the pill, that was just like the push that I needed. Like, all right, now, like, what's next? Where I'm going at with this, where I'm going at with things. So that's where I came out with the ZBM t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? The ZBM clothing idea I brought to life. And, you know, that was like the breath, the breath of fresh air that I needed, you know what I'm saying? ZBM clothing and everything like that. You know, just always setting goals, you know what I'm saying? Always set the goals. And again, it's like football, man. You gotta be willing, you know what I'm saying, to lower the shoulder in your helmet and take a hit, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta be willing to hit. You gotta be willing to lower your shoulder and hit, you know what I'm saying? Or take the hit, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like football for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I was on that type time, like mentally. And then it was just like, took that hit, you know what I'm saying? Now, all right, cool. Now I gotta give one out, I gotta give it back. So took the hit, left school, and then I won my appeal. That was the push I needed. And then, you know what I'm saying, lowered my shoulder with the helmet and ZBM clothing, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like the determination, you know what I'm saying, to execute the plan and everything like that. It was just a beautiful turnout. And again, that was kind of like where ZBM clothing officially took off, and now we ZBM monopoly. But I just wanted to talk about that in detail, the story, you know what I'm saying, of like when I made the move to go to college or whatever. And yeah, so I think it was still a beautiful decision, a beautiful experience, you know what I'm saying? Like I had fun spending the money, I had fun making the money. I had fun with my girlfriend, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, and I had fun meeting everybody I met, you know what I'm saying, you know, and stuff like that, and getting the education. I didn't get the credit, that's cool. I got my appeal, you know what I'm saying, so I had fun winning my appeal, and everything, man. I had fun with the traveling, and again, shit, a slice of pizza damn near was $7 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's basically like you're in fucking New York or something. Like, everything fucking expensive. So, had fun eating, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. What else? Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it, you know what I'm saying? Fell in love with Devin, you know what I'm saying? Still fell in love with Devin. They never understood. They never understand. A youngin' from the 7. Young, indeed. So, you know, when the juvenile case for me happened in 2012, I ended up landing in Lima. You know what I'm saying? It's a juvenile facility, and then I landed in the placement I went to is called Marconi. You know what I'm saying? So when you see the book that I released, now it's like I think it might be like at the third or fourth volume. So Paulino Marconi Memoirs is what I call it. But Paulino Marconi Memoirs, you know, that's where that's where the idea come from when you see that publication. You know, my folks, you know what I'm saying, my cousin, whatever. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, Paulie and all that. And then when I went to placement, I landed in Marconi, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. That was the name of it and all that. So Paulino Marconi Memoirs is the name of that's the name of the book. I titled it and stuff like that. And yeah, I was there for about 6 months. And it's just so crazy because that's actually near the school, you know what I'm saying? Northampton Community College, like Bethlehem and Allentown and Easton. It's all up in that area, but the placement is up in that area. So that's kind of like what made me really. That's kind of like how I kind of was familiar, you know what I'm saying? And when I talked to my school counselors, when I came home and graduated in 2014, that was the school that I had picked to, you know, maybe go to college at. But I was familiar with that area already because the placement was up in that area already. But the placement, Marconi, where I was at, it was basically like a college campus, like. So I was already like comfortable in that setting, you know, because like it's all hills and mountains, you know what I'm saying? It's all hills and mountains, and it's not like some other placements, you know what I mean, that I might have heard of. This was the only one I ever had. And you know, it was like we had the pool, we had the pool. That's where I learned kind of like to tread water and swim a little bit more. We had basketball courts, like it was like state of the art facility. It was like a real college campus, and it was like, you know, it wasn't strict, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like strict where you gotta listen to all these crazy rules and this and that, and you know what I'm saying? Nobody slamming you in your head or nothing, you know what I mean? So it was like basically I was already on a college campus, you know, in placement, you know, and stuff like that. So and again, we had school as well while we was there. So it was just a beautiful thing to help me develop. You know what I'm saying? Just help me develop and help me transition. You know, and you know, overcome some stuff. You know what I mean? So sometimes we would go to like the mall. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Or you know, you'll go off the grounds. Maybe we'll go eat dinner. Stuff like that, or different restaurants and all that. So, yeah, you know, we could go hiking, you know what I mean, in the mountains and all of that and everything. So, that right there was kind of like, it's kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? It's not weird, but it's kind of like, it's just a strange combination, you know, like, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Being like a city kid, you feel me? And that's kind of like a more rural kind of atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? It's not really based around city. It's not based around a city atmosphere. So that's kind of like why I was comfortable like in that setting, you feel me? Like at the college, you feel me? Because it was like I had already went to the placement, and it's like the placement in the college probably like 40 minutes away driving, if that, you know what I'm saying? It's probably like really like 30 minutes away from each other, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know that as a juvenile, you know what I'm saying? But in high school, when I came home from the whole placement thing, when I started looking for colleges with my counselor, that's when I figured out like, oh, it's a college up there that I could go to. And again, I used the FAFSA and like some of the grants or whatever from the government and stuff like that to get into college as well. And, you know, all of that still didn't cover the full tuition and room and board. So that's where, like, you know, some cash, well, some out-of-pocket expenses, you know, had to finish the rest of it. And, yeah, so that's why it was kind of like, it's kind of like a different combination, whatever. And it's kind of strange now I look at it because it's like being a city kid, you feel me? But yeah, the placement I was at, it was a blessing for me to have that experience as well. You know, after doing 13 months in an adult facility, you know, I went to the placement and it was kind of like in a rural area, kind of scenery. You know, it was like mountains. It was basically a college on a mountain. So that's kind of like, it was different, you feel me? So when I went to college up there, it was like I was already adapt to it. So yeah, and again, that's why the publication name, for those interested, I'll drop the link and everything like that. You can search it up and look it up. It's called Paulino Marconi Memoirs. When I was in Lima waiting to go to placement, I was there for about 40 days, maybe less. It was there for about a month or so. And we was playing basketball in the gym one day, and one of the young guys that was on the unit with me, we was all playing basketball. It was like we was playing team ball, like a 5-on-5, and I'm playing defense, and he trying to score, but I'm like, you know, I wasn't never really good at basketball. I just never really. I mean, you know, I don't know. I was more so just always like just having fun. Like I'm just willing to have fun with it, but I didn't never get trained there. I didn't ever play like for a team in school or nothing. So I didn't have none of the actual skill sets, you know what I mean? But, you know, I mean, I was just having fun and we was playing, but I was playing defense. And when he went to go lay the ball up, he had went on a drive, and when he went to go lay the ball up, I'm like playing defense. I tried blocking, but when he laid it up and he came down, because he was like using his right hand, when he came down, he kind of elbowed me. So that's why I got this scar right here. That's right here. So I don't know. Somehow he like elbowed me right here in my eye, and it had split my whole eye right here. So I had to go to like the outside hospital, and they had stitched that joint up for me. I forget how many was in there, but yeah, that's why I got this little crazy scar right here, above my eyelid right there, like that. You know, I was just playing defense, and he elbowed me and split my eye right there like that. So that was like one of my little funny stories right there too when I was in Lima, because it was like we was just young boys though, but yeah, we was playing basketball. This nigga split my whole shit, and I had to go to an outside hospital. I'm in a wheelchair getting pushed in the outside hospital. Like that shit was funny. I was like, yo, they had me shackled up and everything, but I had a blanket on me though. It was like a blanket over top of me, but my hands and stuff was still cuffed. And then yeah, we just was trying to get my eye stitched up and shit. That shit was crazy. And me and him, we was cool. It wasn't no smoking nothing. And another note as well is like one of my mentors that really helped me, you know what I'm saying? He also was one of the staff members at Marconi, you know what I'm saying, at the placement. And it was funny. It's funny now that I think about it, because later down the line, you know, that the mentorship that we, you know, built together, the conversations that we had, it really took effect. But it was like in that moment, you know what I'm saying, at the placement, which was 2013, you know, he was in the midst of his own business venture with like clothes, like a clothing business and stuff like that. And, you know, we was just sharing thoughts, and he was like, you know, just talking to me, you know what I'm saying, when I was young and dealing with some stuff, you know what I'm saying. He was just talking to me, and, you know, we was just bouncing ideas off each other and stuff like that. So yeah, man, shout out to my guy, you know what I'm saying. My guy, you know what I'm saying, my guy G, man. I know he probably watching. If he watching, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Those conversations we had, you know what I'm saying, it really took effect and was a big impact. And then later down the line in 2014, 2015, 2016, and then I come out with my own clothing idea, you know what I'm saying? That was kind of like all that kind of played into the role of the effect and the role of me, like, you know, thinking about something outside the box, you know what I'm saying? Like really pursuing it, you know what I'm saying? Because I already had seen somebody that had did it firsthand, and you know, in the moment of being in placement, you know, we had football. We had the football team at the placement. We had, like I said, the pool, the basketball. You know, we played soccer. You know what I'm saying? We might have played with baseball a little bit. You know, again, running and jogging. And like I said, we on the hills and the mountains. It's like a forest. You know what I'm saying? So running, jogging, walking. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and all that. So it was like all of that was helpful. You feel me? But at the same time, you know, it was just when still going through stuff, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. So, and then yeah, I think that really was all of that kind of really was what helped me, you know what I'm saying, as far as like pursuing my clothing idea. You feel me? Like saying it was one thing to have the experience, and that would have been enough. That was cool, but you know, being able to see somebody firsthand that was actually doing it right then and there, and then at the same time have all the other experiences, you know what I'm saying, that was enough to help me later in life to pursue the actual idea that I had. You know what I mean? So I think that was important, you feel me? Like that was all important for me and for younger youth coming up, you know what I'm saying? It's just like take advantages of the shortcomings, take advantage of, you know, your trials and tribulations, your stresses if you really get a chance to, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you talking to somebody or you running across people and, you know, you learning from people, it's just like use that energy, you feel me, to like really to fuel your drive, you know what I'm saying, to go after whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, that you saying you want, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was another factor, you know what I'm saying, into ZBM clothing, you know what I'm saying? Like my mentor at the placement, he was definitely doing that right then and there when we was talking. And when I was trying to figure out my next move from college, I was like, damn, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It got to be something positive, though. You know what I'm saying? So that was what it was for me. I kind of went in that same direction. So, yeah, you know, just positivity, man. You know what I'm saying?